بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى. أما بعد، رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في أول كلامنا، اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في أوسط كلامنا، اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد في آخر كلامنا، صلى الله على سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. My dear respected brothers and elders, mothers and sisters, Alhamdulillah, we start by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and sending infinite salutations on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and peace and blessings on the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in, the companions of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and on the household of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and all those people that walk the path of guidance up until the day of judgment. My dear respected brothers and elders, mothers and sisters, I tell you the truth. Honestly, I see a beautiful masjid. Honestly, I see an absolutely beautiful masjid. And find me another masjid here in UK which has a fish tank. Is there? Is there another masjid? Is there any other masjid that anyone knows that there is a fish tank? कोई ऐसी मस्जिद आपके अंदर आप कभी गए जिसके अंदर मछलियां तैर रही हैं UK में? Never. Impossible. So look what a beautiful masjid you have. Look at the color, look at the layout. If this was my local masjid, meaning if I was walking distance, trust me, in the month of Ramadan, I would not leave this masjid. Reality. Have you seen the wuzu khana? You have, you use the wuzu khana. You can sit and spend half a day in the wuzu khana. Honestly, you can go from tap to tap. Now, I'm not saying that you should, and I'm thinking that someone probably does, but look at the wuzu khana. Beautiful. Look at the different hand creams. In my masjid, there's soaps lying around here, and the same people use the same soaps over and over again. Beautiful hand washes. I'm sure I read a price on $199. Allahu Akbar. So you've got, look at the facilities. देखो तो सही कि मस्जिद कैसे Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ने आपको अता की. What a beautiful masjid. And mashallah, so many youngsters. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept this masjid. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it a means for more and more youngsters to populate the masjid. This is the month of Ramadan. In the month of Ramadan, what happens in the month of Ramadan? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the translation to the hadith is, many people say, He opens the doors of Jannah. He opens the doors of Jannah. The translation that I say is that He throws open the doors of Jannah. He throws open the doors of Jannah. And a person, just when he is permitted to enter into Jannah, he will stand and he will look at the gates for 40 years. Subhanallah. What's your name, brother? What's your name? Sami, mashallah. Sami or Sami? Sami, mashallah. So when brother Sami will go into Jannah, inshallah, everyone say inshallah. And I hope you don't forget us. Yeah, inshallah. He will stand and he will look at the gates of paradise for 40 years. The jaw will hit the ground. Like this. What's your name, brother, sitting next to him? Aman, mashallah, what a beautiful name. When Aman will enter into paradise, he will stand and he will look at the gates of paradise, inshallah. How many years? 40 years. Aapka isme mubarak? Fazal. Brother Fazal, inshallah. Jab bhai Fazal jayenge, inshallah, to Jannat ke darwaze ko dekhte rahenge. What will the angel say? Andar nahi aana. What will the angel say to brother Sami? What will he say to Aman? What will he say to brother Fazal? Are you just going to stand there looking at the gates of Jannah? Are you not going to come inside? Imagine the Jannah that's behind this. You won't go to the wrong house. You won't go to your neighbor's house, don't worry. You will go straight to your own house. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He throws the gates of Jannah are open. They're open. The gates of Jahannam are locked. Shayateen are tied up. We were walking to a masjid the first night, I can remember the first night of Ramadan. Some youngsters were walking up to the masjid. And one of them said to the other one, how come you're out? You should be locked out, locked in. How come you're out? He was having a laugh with him, banter. He goes, how come you're still out? He goes, you should be locked in. So he didn't understand. So he goes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala locks all the shayateen away. You shouldn't be out. So they were having a bit of a laugh. So the shayateen are locked away. You know, all these things that attack us on a daily basis, you don't get attacked. Yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases the reward of nafil salah. You read 2 nafils, Allah gives you the reward of 70. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you the reward of a farz salah. You read 1 nafil salah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you the reward of 1 farz salah. You read 1 farz salah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you the reward of 70 farz salah. If you don't take from the bounties of Allah, who is going to lose out? Me and you are going to lose out, guys. And I'm going to talk about something else. I was going to talk about something else, but just before me, mashallah, the Mawlana, he did some beautiful naats, mashallah. If you understood the language, they were beautiful. Now on this topic, I just want to mention 2 stories. I just want to mention 2 stories about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, about sending salutations on the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When you send 1 salutation on Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He multiplies it 10 times. And in the month of Ramadan, it's unlimited. So if someone says sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that's 1 salutation, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards you and sends 10 mercies upon you. In my local masjid, Bradford, Masjid Nurul Islam, the youngsters, not the oldie goldies, the youngsters, they have made a group, a durood group. They have made a what group? Durood group. In this durood group, from Friday to Friday, we calculate the duroods. So everyone, he sends duroods. And on Friday morning, someone will send 100, someone will send 200, someone will send 300. Some people send 5,000, some people send 10,000, some people send 20,000, some people send 30,000, and some people send 35,000. One person this Friday sent 50,000 duroods. Subhanallah. The race is on to where? Jannah. The race is on to where? Jannah. It's how bad you want it. It's how bad you want it. You can sit there. You can learn. You know, so many times we're teaching the Quran, and a youngster, mashallah, he's becoming a hafiz of the Quran, but mashallah, he's learning the lyrics of a song. He's becoming a hafiz of the song. And you know, the crazy thing is whilst he's memorizing the song with his Quran open, he's reading the song with tajweed. He's reading the song with tajweed as well. So it's what you want. What do you want? Do you want to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Or are you just going to carry on living your lifestyle like a G? What's a G? Gangster, you know. Yeah, you want to go in Jannah, yeah, inshaAllah. Yeah, there's no thugs mansion in paradise. Yeah? So, do you want to live your life like a G? Or do you want to really get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? 2 stories I'm going to tell you of sending salutations on the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and I want you to listen carefully. And this thing over here, can everyone see this? Yeah, what is this? What is this one? Yeah, this is a counter. This is a counter. Many people use this to calculate their durood. In our masjid, many people use this to calculate their durood. So they're walking to work, they're in the car, they spend half an hour in the car, sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad, sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad, sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad, and after a few, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the benefits of this is amazing. You're constantly remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I'm going to tell you 2 stories. My topic starts a little late, but just because the brother, mashallah, he's made the sacrifice and he's read some beautiful nasheeds, beautiful naats. So I'm going to tell you 2 stories. And very important for you to listen to these stories. Every Thursday night, we have a durood majlis in our masjid. where I do a little talk on sending salutations on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay? And in this we read a little bit of durood as well. One person, I want you to listen to this carefully, one person comes to this person called Sufyan Thawri rahmatullahi alayhi, a pious person. Sufyan Thawri is a pious person. So one person, a woman, an elderly lady, she comes to Sufyan Thawri rahmatullahi alayhi. She says to Sufyan Thawri rahmatullahi alayhi, that dear Imam, my daughter has passed away. Who's passed away, ma'am? Daughter has passed away. She was young, she passed away. She says to Sufyan Thawri rahmatullahi alayhi, she says that I want to know where my daughter is. In which state my daughter is. Is she in paradise? Or is she in the fire of hell? Or where is she? How is she being treated? Imam Sufyan Thawri rahmatullahi alayhi, he says to her, he says, go. And he says, read 2 rakats. And in every single rakat, when you read Surah Fatiha, as far as I know, it was 2 rakats or 4 rakats, he says, in every single rakat, after you have read Surah Fatiha, he says, read Alhaakumut Takathur. He says, read Alhaakumut Takathur, Hatta Zurtumul Maqabir, to the end. He says, read 4 rakats like this. She says, what will happen? She says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will show you where your daughter is. Allah will show you where your daughter is. So she says, okay. She leaves. At night time she goes to sleep. Before she goes to sleep, she does the amal that Sufyan Thawri rahmatullahi alayhi has told her. At night time when she goes to sleep, she sees her daughter in the dream. And she sees her daughter, that her daughter is in a very bad state. A very bad state. It says in the Quran, سَرَابِيلُهُم مِّن قَطِرَانٍ وَتَغْشَى وُجُوهَهُمُ النَّارِ. The translation to this, or the meaning to this, is that the people that will enter the fire of hell, Jo log Jahannam ke andar jayenge. Those people that enter the fire of hell, they will be made to wear certain clothes. It won't be clothes, but they'll be made of tarmac. The clothing will be made of tarmac. The reason being is this will catch fire quicker. The reason being is that this will catch fire quicker, and it will cause more pain to a person. So she says that she sees in her dream, and she says, I see my daughter, and she's in the worst state ever. And she says she's on fire. So in the morning when she wakes up, she comes running to Sufyan Thawri rahmatullahi alayhi, and she says to Sufyan Thawri rahmatullahi alayhi, she says, Sufyan, she says, I've seen my daughter. She says, I've seen my daughter, and I've seen my daughter that she was in a very bad state. Very, very bad state. She's in the fire of hell. So what can I do? So Sufyan Thawri rahmatullahi alayhi says, just do dua for her, you're her mother, do dua for her. Or give some sadaqah, whatever you can do. Okay, she says, okay. So anyway, that night, Sufyan Thawri rahmatullahi alayhi, he does the same amal for her daughter. He does the same amal for her daughter. He does the same practice for her daughter. What he sees there's a young girl, a beautiful young girl, and she's sitting on a beautiful throne. And this throne is in a beautiful field. It's in a beautiful field. So Sufyan Thawri rahmatullahi alayhi says to her that, who are you? So this woman says to Sufyan Thawri rahmatullahi alayhi that I am the same person that my mother came to visit you last night. And you told her to do this amal. And I am that same girl. So Sufyan Thawri rahmatullahi alayhi says to her, but your mother told me something else. Your mother told me something else. Your mother told me that you are in the fire of hell. That you are burning in the fire of hell. So I'm seeing you, you're perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. So she says, what my mother told you is the absolute truth. What my mother told you is the absolute truth. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put me into Jannatul Firdaus, into Jannah, because of, this is what happened. She says, 70,000 people are buried in this graveyard. How many people? 70,000 people are buried in this graveyard. And she says, one person was walking through this graveyard and he sent salutations, one durood, on Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He read one durood and he sent it to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he said, Ya Allah, all the Muslims that are in these graves, Ya Allah, share this one durood between them all. Share this one durood between them all. She says, what you see is my share out of 70,000 people. Allahu Akbar. This is one durood, guys. So in the month of Ramadan, we owe it to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. If there's someone that cried for me and you, and if there's someone that worried about me and you, and if there's someone that raised their hands and prayed for me and you, it was Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, she sees Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He's in a very happy mood one day. He's in a very happy mood. And she says to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that, O Messenger of Allah, you are very happy today. And he says, yes. And he says to her that Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, ask for whatever you want. Ask for whatever you want. And as Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, she says that, O Messenger of Allah, you do dua for me. You do a special dua for me. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, Ya Allah, forgive all the shortcomings of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha that she has done in the past and she is going to do in the future. So Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, he says, Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha became so happy. She became so happy that she started, she was overexcited, mashallah. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says to her, he says, Aisha, he says, did you like the dua that I give you? She says, yes. He says, I do this dua for my ummah after every single salah that I pray. He never forgot us, guys. He never forgot me and you. Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, she took one dua, she took many other duas, but Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam never forgot me and you. Another story about sending infinite salutations, sending durood on Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now many people ask, which durood shall I read? The best durood is the one that is in salah. The best durood is the one that is in salah. But it is very, very long. There are other duroods as well. You can read other duroods as well, which are shorter. If you want to calculate, if you want more reward, you can read short duroods. So many people read Jazallahu anna Muhammadan ma huwa ahlu sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Some people read Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So upon durood again, another story upon durood. Imam Jazuli rahmatullahi alayhi. Many people have heard about Imam Jazuli rahmatullahi alayhi. A very famous imam. And he's traveling through the jungles and he reaches a well. And he looks inside the well, he's in need of water, he's thirsty, प्यास लगी है, and he wants to perform wuzu करने की भी ज़रूरत है, फारिग होने की भी ज़रूरत है, प्यास भी लगी है, he's thirsty, he wants to wash himself. And he looks inside the well, and he sees there is water, but the water is very deep. He can't reach the water. So Imam Jazuli rahmatullahi alayhi stands there. A little girl, it says in the book, a very young, small girl, she's looking at Imam Jazuli rahmatullahi alayhi. She comes to Imam Jazuli rahmatullahi alayhi, she says, what are you after? What do you want? Imam Jazuli rahmatullahi alayhi says that I am in need of water. She says, what is your name? He says, my name is Imam Jazuli rahmatullahi alayhi. She says, are you the famous one that's the Imam of today? And he's written loads and loads of books. He says, yes. She says, okay. So what this little girl does, she spits inside the well. What does the little girl do? She spits inside the well. What happens to the water? It starts to rise. It starts to rise. And it reaches the top. When it reaches the top, it starts to overflow. Imam Jazuli rahmatullahi alayhi is stood there. Imam Jazuli rahmatullahi alayhi is thinking that I am the Imam of the time, and look at this little girl. Look at this little girl. How is this possible? So he asks her, he says, tell me, how is this possible? How have you done this? So she says, my day and night is spent in sending duroods and salutations on the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is how it's possible. And then Imam Jazuli rahmatullahi alayhi says to her that, which durood do you read? She says, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad salatan da'imatan maqboolatan tu'addi biha anna haqqahu al-azim. Now imagine if she's reading this and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is fulfilling all her needs. Imagine if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do this with a child. Why can't He do this with me and you? Why can't He do this with me and you? लेकिन वो कहते हैं ना करने वाला करने वाला कोई हो। Yes, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad salatan da'imatan maqbulatan tuaddi biha anna haqqahu al-azim. Imam Jazuli rahmatullahi alayhi leaves from there and he writes a book. This book is called Dalailul Khairat. This book is called Dalailul Khairat. And the most important durood that Imam Jazuli rahmatullahi alayhi writes in this book is this durood. So this was just talking about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. My dear respected brothers and elders, mothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with a great blessing. What is this blessing? Someone remind me. What is the greatest blessing that you have? Anyone? Islam, Iman, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I want you to picture something. I want you to picture something. Imagine in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. How many years ago? 1400 years ago. 1400 saal pehle, 1400 years ago. Imagine in the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. People would come from out of town and they would perform Hajj. However they would perform Hajj. But it was the sacred house of Allah. Yeah? So however they would perform Hajj, they would come. Many people, it was their duty to feed these people. Many people, it was for Makkah al-Mukarramah, it was their duty to feed these people. But guess what, guys? They left without Iman. They left without Iman. They passed away without Iman. In the same way, many people were, like the thirst that the Hajis would feel, many people would quench their thirst with water. And this was their job. This was their job. This is all that they used to do. But they left this world without Iman. Yeah, many people cleaned inside the house of Allah, Baytullah. Many people cleaned the inside, the house of Allah. Yet they left this world without Iman. Anyone sitting over here been in Baytullah? Put the hand up. Anyone? Have you been inside? No, mashallah. Yeah. Anyone been inside? So the person that goes inside, uska darja ala hai, the person that just outside tawaf. The person that's inside, his level is higher. But so many people went inside the Kaaba, their job was to clean the Kaaba, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't give them Iman. 1400 years later, far from Makkah al-Mukarramah, far from Madinah al-Munawwara, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gave me a new Iman. Something to think about, isn't it? So many people seen Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So many people took care of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So many people were good with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not give them the blessing of Iman. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me and you the blessing of Iman. If me and you really understood the blessing of Iman, and if we stayed in sajdah our entire life, we would not be able to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We would not be able to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the same way, guys, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us Iman, but He could have made us from the nation of Adam alayhi salam. He could have made us from the nation of Nuh alayhi salam. We could have been followers of Shu'aib alayhi salam. We could have been followers of Sheeth alayhi salam. We could have been followers of Yaqub alayhi salam. We could have been followers of Yusuf alayhi salam. We could have been in the nation of Yunus alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about them. We could have been in the nation of Sulaiman alayhi salam. We could have been in the nation of Dawood alayhi salam. We could have been in the nation of Ayyub alayhi salam. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose us to be from the ummah of the best of ummah. The best of ummah. Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Do me and you not owe anything to Allah? Do we not owe anything to Allah? Are we just going to carry on living our lives far away from Allah? When you feel like it, you come to the mosque. When you don't feel like it, you chill out. You like that pipe. Yeah, you put your feet on the table. Pizza, coke, and your mum is your slave. Your mum is your slave. Mum, go get me this. Mum, go get me this. Go get me this. And your dad walks in and he doesn't even have the strength to sit next to you. Because you're the G. You're the man now. You're the man. Is that the life that you want? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam brought a beautiful way of life. We claim to love Allah. What the Sha'ir says, he says, تَعْصِلْ إِلَهَ وَأَنْتَ تُظْهِرُ حُبَّهُ هذا محال في القياس بديء لو كان صادقا في حبه لأطعته إن المحب لمن يحب مطيع تعصي الإله وأنت تظهر حبه. Me and you, we say we love Allah. Me and you, we say we love Allah, but we go against the commands of Allah. Me and you, we say we love Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, but we go against the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We say we love Quran, but we go against the Quran. This is the month of Ramadan. Apart from the month of Ramadan, how much Quran do we actually read? How much Quran do we actually read? Nothing. Sometimes you have to force children to read Quran. Not just that, not just force children to read the Quran. Sometimes, many a times over the years, I have taught many classes, mashallah, and no one's interested in learning. They're busy singing songs. G units on the loose. Yeah? Bling bling. Yeah? And his doctor is Dr. Dre. His doctor is Dr. Dre. He's singing his lyrics. Snoop. One person, mashallah, in a class that I was teaching, uska naam hi pad gaya Snoop. Uska naam hi pad gaya Snoop. His name was Snoop. Yet we have the Quran open. We have the Quran open, and we're singing songs. And I always say this to my class, and this is a true story I share with you. I always say to my class, when we disrespect the Quran, understand this carefully. When we disrespect the Quran, what does it mean by disrespecting the Quran? When you have the Quran open and you're talking. When you have the Quran open and you're talking, that's bad enough. But when you have the Quran open and you're swearing, so many times I can relate to you so many swears. Even the elders, mashallah, they're sitting in the Quran, they're sitting in the masjid with the Quran open, something happens and mashallah, all Punjabi swears let loose. Yeah, mashallah. So the swearing, whilst you are reading Quran, whilst the Quran is open, is something to really, really think about. Maybe on your deathbed, Allah takes your iman away. Maybe you leave this world without iman. Disrespecting the Quran. Imagine. So all your life you claim to be a Muslim, but on the day of judgment you stand in front of Allah and you're not a Muslim. Allah doesn't class you as a Muslim. Allah doesn't class you as a Muslim. In the book of Allah, you're not a believer. Why? Because you disrespected Quran. Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam, he brought the Quran down. And he's the head of the angels. Correct me if I'm wrong. He is the head of the angels. And Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam brought the Quran upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He is the highest of all the prophets. We got the Quran as an ummah. We are the best of ummah. Yeah? But why is it that this Quran doesn't sit inside our hearts? Why are we not interested in the Quran? There's different stages of understanding the Quran. First of all, reciting the Quran. Then reciting the Quran correctly. Then reciting the Quran correctly. Many mistakes. So many mistakes we make. So when is reciting the Quran? It's not just about reciting the Quran. Then reciting the Quran correctly. Then understanding the Quran. Then going into the deeper meaning of Quran. And most of all, spreading the word of Quran. How many non-Muslims do we talk to about Quran? How many non-Muslims do we talk to about Islam? I was watching a clip the other day and a non-Muslim was asking a Muslim, he said, tell me about Islam. Tell me about Allah. Tell me about Islam. He says, where is Allah? Where do you find Allah? Explain something about Allah. The youngster, he held his hand up like this and he says, look, Alif, Lam, Lam, Lam and Ha, Allah. Is this the proof that you've got to bring someone close to Allah? What is he going to understand? What is a non-Muslim going to understand when you show him your hand and you say, it says Allah? What's he going to understand? He's not going to understand anything. So it's very important. I think some youngsters, mashallah, are in i'tikaf as well. It's very important to learn something. To learn something. Educate yourself. Trying to become a better person. I know, mashallah, I think you are reading Surah Yusuf. I think you read a portion of it yesterday, and I think you're finishing Surah Yusuf off today. Now there's a few things that I just want to talk about Surah Yusuf, which is connected with us today as well. One of the biggest lessons in Surah Yusuf, after this lesson, is jealousy. Jealousy is a disease. Jealousy is disease. So there's many, I have written approximately 50 lessons that you can take out from Surah Yusuf. How many lessons? 50 lessons. We're just going to go through a few, inshallah, because I know you've been sitting here for quite a while. But one of the biggest things, one of the biggest lessons in the surah in the early stages is our parents. If you are youngsters, your parents, they love you and they care for you. If you are youngsters, then your parents, they love you and they care for you. Okay? And sometimes we don't understand the bigger picture. Sometimes we don't understand the bigger picture. And we want it our way. And when we do it our way, then it goes wrong. Then we run to mum and then we run to dad. But then our parents are always trying to stop us from these things. Secondly, from the biggest sabak, the biggest lesson from this Surah Yusuf is jealousy. Jealousy is a disease. Jealousy is a disease. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through this story, He teaches us, through Surah Yusuf alayhi salam's story, He teaches us that jealousy exists, number one. People do get jealous, okay? And secondly, He teaches us how not to waste how not to have nazar, or how not to waste your blessings away. To stay, how to make sure that another person does not become jealous of you, okay? Now the biggest issue today is, I want you to understand this today, the biggest issue with every single person, including me top of the list, okay? The biggest issue is that we advertise our blessings. We advertise our blessings. Let's have a look at some examples. For example, a person gets a job. A person gets a job. The first thing that he will do, he will take a selfie at his workplace and he will place it on WhatsApp, he will place it on Facebook, he will place it on Instagram, he will place it on Twitter, he will place it on Snapchat, and on Snapchat he'll put the filters on it as well, mashallah, shining face. Yeah, and he'll put all these stars around him as well, right? And sometimes these little birds going around him as well. That I have found work. I have found work. Now, not everyone out there is happy for you. Not everyone out there is happy for you. The lesson that we learn from here, the lesson that we learn from here is, look, when Yusuf alayhi salam, he's seen a dream. Yusuf alayhi salam, he's seen a dream. In this dream, what did he see in this dream? Do you know what he's seen in this dream? No? Anyone know what he's seen in this dream? Anyone? Come on.
A jealous person.
Okay, what else did he see? Anyone, any youngsters? He's seen the sun, he's seen the moon, and he's seen the stars. He's seen the sun, the moon, and the stars. Okay? And they were bowing down to Yusuf alayhi salam. So when Yusuf alayhi salam, he told this dream to his father. He told this dream that, oh father, I had this dream. Yaqub alayhi salam knew exactly what it meant. Yaqub alayhi salam, he knew what this meant. That Yusuf alayhi salatu was salam, he's going to have a higher status. But Yaqub alayhi salam said to Yusuf alayhi salam that don't tell this to your brothers. He said, don't tell it to your brothers. This is the biggest sabak that we learn from this. The biggest thing, that your blessing, do not advertise your blessings. Many of us, we get a new car. What do? As soon as we get the car, we're sitting in there, pausing. Yeah? Make sure you got your eyelids cut there. Yeah? Not eyebrows cut as well. Make sure you got the side cuts and everything. Yeah? You're pausing, you're having pictures taken. Why is it that your car is smashed up by night time? Why is it? Because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, Al-ainu haqqun. When you advertise your blessing, not everyone out there is happy for you. Not everyone out there is happy for you. Al-ainu haqqun. What does it mean by ainu haqqun? Evil eye is true. The evil eye is true. When you get a good job, when you get a new car, or when you get a new house, you go around sharing it. You take pictures of it. You share it around everywhere. Why does your house burn down with an electric fault after a month? Why did it burn down? They come and they say it was an electric fault. Something just triggered the fire and everything just collapsed. Because we're advertising, we're constantly advertising our blessings. The biggest sabak from Surah Yusuf is that we should not advertise our blessings. We should not advertise our blessings. At the time of iftar, mashallah, all the food is laid out, and you're taking selfies, I'm having this tonight, I'm having this tonight, I'm having this tonight. MashaAllah, sisters in the kitchen, taking the photos, and they're sharing them around everywhere, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, Snapchat, with the filters, Snapchat, and WhatsApp. Are you trying to tell me every single one can afford the same type of food that you can afford? They can't. They can't afford that. So the biggest lesson we learn from Surah Yusuf is, the biggest lesson that we learn from Surah Yusuf is we should not advertise our blessings. We should keep our blessings, hidden. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, if you want your blessing to last for a long time, do not advertise it. Sometimes we make plans. For example, I want to open a business. I sit with 2-3 people and I say, this is exactly what I want to do. Mashwara is different. But when you gather people and you just say that this is what we want to do, what do you think about it? Or you just go around telling everyone, not everyone is happy for you. Not everyone is happy for you. Not everyone is on the same level as you. You might have a good heart, but not everyone's got a good heart. Not everyone's got a good heart. Not everyone has good intentions towards you. So you want your blessings to last longer, don't stop advertising them. One other thing which is very, very important, and I know you guys are tired, mashallah, I've counted about 25 yawns, okay? I'm going to share one thing, inshallah, and then we'll call it a day, inshallah, then you can get into zikr and tasbih and stuff like that. I'm going to share one thing with you. I sell, mashallah, loads and loads of books and loads of CDs and loads of things. Now, one day what happened was, I want to share this with you because this is really, really important. I got this CD and I played it inside my car, and it was a beautiful bayan. It was a beautiful bayan, and it was exactly on what we are talking about now. It's exactly what we are talking about now. What happens is many people, they have evil eye on them. Okay? So many people don't say MashaAllah. They see something, they see you dress well, they don't say MashaAllah, they see you eating a nice meal. They don't say, mashallah, you end up with a stomachache or you end up with, other issues and stuff like that. So number one, whenever we praise someone, even your own child, you should say, mashallah. I am totally against. Why? What is the need of putting your children on WhatsApp? Is there a need? Is there a need? Why are you putting your children on WhatsApp? There's so many people out there that cannot have children. Allah give them children. Allah give them 2, 3, 4 at a time. Say Ameen. Yeah, but there's no need for us to advertise our children. And then we say that why did I have to go to the hospital at night at 2 o'clock? Because there's someone somewhere that's seen that and not said MashaAllah, and you're having to pay the price now. You understand? Many people, they can't have boys. Many people, they can't have girls. Many people can't have anything. So stop advertising your blessings. In the CD, I was listening to this CD, and the CD is a Ruqya CD. It's a Ruqya CD. And what it says in the CD is that you should constantly, it's the Quran, it's nothing else. It's only the Quran that plays over and over again. Quran, there's ayat, there's a number of ayat, there's manzil in there. There's a number of ayat that are played inside the CD, and it says that you should listen to the CD because it removes all ill effects, mentally, physically, spiritually, it gets rid of everything. If anyone's feeling depressed, listen to the CD. Okay, if anyone's feeling down, if anyone's feeling suicidal, so many people, so many Muslims out there, they're suicidal. They don't want to live no more. They don't want to live no more. They've got no purpose to live. They tell you straight, Maulana, I just want to kill myself. Why do you want to kill yourself? There's no purpose to live. Allah's created you for a purpose. Recognize your purpose. So there's a Ruqya CD, inshallah. I'm going to make a copy of this, inshallah. And I was supposed to make copies of it, but I let someone borrow it, mashallah, and I haven't received it back yet. And that's the biggest problem that we have, is when you give something to someone to borrow and then you never receive it, you never get it back. But I wanted to make some copies of this CD, and it's the Quran. And many people, when you listen to this CD, a lot of the times what will happen is you'll feel sick. A lot of the times you'll feel like you'll get the runs to go to the toilet. But what this is all this negative stuff coming out of you. One person was listening to this CD, and when he gets sick, there was a stone that came out of his stomach, through his mouth, and it said Om on it. Om, does anyone know what Om is? Om, a Hindu god. A Hindu god. So someone had fed him something, someone had fed him something with this stone on it. Do you understand what I'm saying? With this stone with oil on it. Anyway, look, my dear respected brothers and elders, mothers and sisters, it's the month of Ramadan. It's very, very important that we get close to Allah. The best thing that you can do in the month of Ramadan is get one of these. Where are you going to get one of these from? Where are you going to get one of these from? Anyone? Does anyone know? Shop. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else know where you can get one of these from? Does anyone know the price of this? Pound? £2? 50p? Not that cheap, bro. We're not in Rotherham, come on. Alright, some places it's £2, some places it's £1. Okay? Because I love you guys, and I want good for you. I want good for you. Okay? I'm going to give you every single one of you, inshallah, one free. I brought some with me today. Okay, so you're going to use this. You're going to use this. And you're going to get this closer. You're going to use this to get closer to Allah. What are you going to read? Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, whatever you want. Rasulullah, we're going to finish on this, inshallah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says to the Sahaba, he says to the Sahaba, is there anyone that can bring the reward of Mount Uhud every single day? The reward. Is there anyone that can bring the reward of Mount Uhud? Who's seen Mount Uhud in a picture or who's actually seen it in real life? Put the hand up. Mount Uhud. Right? As far as I know, it's 7 miles wide in Malana. As far as I know, it's 7 miles wide. I can be wrong. Okay? This is how wide Mount Uhud is. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is saying, can anyone bring the reward of Mount Uhud every single day? Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in say, it's impossible, O Messenger of Allah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, every single one of you can bring the reward of Mount Uhud. Okay? And he says, by saying Subhanallah. Everyone says Subhanallah. Subhanallah. He says, when you say Subhanallah, in your account, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts the reward of the size of Mount Uhud. Is that hard? When you say Alhamdulillah, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, when you say Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts the reward, the size of Mount Uhud in your account. When you say Allahu Akbar, when you say La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So what we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to pass these round for some nice colours. I wouldn't advise anyone to take pink, alright, unless you want. But pass these around, inshallah. There's loads. Make sure everyone gets one. Go on. Pass them around, pass them around. Pass them around. Share them.
Need the big ones for the sisters.
Here. Take one and use it. Pass them around. If anyone doesn't get one, let me know. One each, and use it. Here, pass that one. So what are you going to read on this? Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, anything. You can even read durood on this. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Anything. If anyone doesn't get one, just tell me and then we'll get you one from here, inshallah. Has everyone got one? And guess what, guys? It comes with an LED light. So at night time when you're laying in your bistara, you're laying in bed, and you want to know how many subhanallahs you've done, you just press that right hand side button, LED. It shines and you can see. Okay, has everyone got one? Come here, who hasn't got one? Don't be shy. I'll come left. Yeah. How many is there upstairs about roughly? There's about 40, 50 there. Just bring the rest back and take them all. Lay down. Somebody lay down. If anyone hasn't got one, come over here and take it. But this is a gift from me to you guys. Okay, and what are you going to do with this? Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, constantly. Okay, so we shouldn't be seeing anyone in the month of Ramadan sitting down and just chit-chatting. Yeah, we shouldn't. Here, just take one from here. Anyone that hasn't got one, take it from here. So we shouldn't be seeing anyone now. When we walk inside the masjid now, that should be on your finger. Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. A person will enter Jannah. A person will enter Jannah, and he will look to the level above him. And he will see that this person's Jannah is beautiful. And he will say, oh, Ya Allah, how come he's got such a beautiful Jannah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say to him, he only said one subhanallah more than you. He only said one subhanallah more than you. So the race is on to Jannah, is how bad you want it. So you're going to use it, inshallah, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, jazakallah for taking it. Has everyone received one? Has everyone received one? Afu Mila? Mila? Okay. Jazakallah, thank you very much. Subhanallah, bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma, bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. So there's some time left, inshallah, for namaz and adhan. You know, stay busy in remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Take him on. Take him on. Bye.